Style Over Substance by Short Skirts and Explosions.
Applejack!
Granny Smith shouted from the farmhouse's kitchen.
I can see the apple cars in the west field from here. They done changed the glittering diamonds too.
Oh, for the love of Dwight, you colt.
Applejack rolled her eyes, trudging through the house with an iron-wrought frown.
No doubt they'll be just as heavy as the enchanted junk I had to roll in from town.
I'll go fetch Big Macintosh and have them wheeled to the barn before they can blind the livestock.
Granny Smith's tender hoofsteps rattled off. The kitchen screen door squeaked and slammed shut behind her.
I swear my late uncle's left front knee, he can't swing a dead cat in this here country without some dirty warlock giving something to zap.
Tired and exhausted, Applejack slumped against a wall of family portraits and wiped her sweaty brow.
Land sakes.
She heaved and sighed, glaring through dazed eyes.
What else could go wrong today?
Applejack's freckles scrunched. She turned suspiciously towards the front door.
I swear to blazes, I'm gonna need galoshes for how much it rains on my parade.
She strode 3 thudding steps and swung the door wide open.
Yeah? Who is it? Now ain't a good time.
There was no pony outside. 2 emerald eyes blinked.
Hello?
She frowned.
If this is y'all's idea for a prank, I've had all I can stand today.
Psst.
The fuzzy ears on either side of Applejack's hat twitched.
Psst.
Is my front porch hissing?
AJ!
The hoarsest of voices cracked, barely registering a decibel.
AJ, it's me.
Applejack drifted forward, hooves padding pensively across the porch's wooden surface like cat paws.
Rainbow?
Shh! Don't say my name.
Why not?
Some pony might hear and know it's me.
Well, who or what else would you be?
Applejack gripped the door and gazed wildly across the front lawn.
Just where in the hay are you, darling?
No.
The door yanked away from Applejack's grip, leaning on the full extent of its hinges. Applejack realized that something petite, blue, and decidedly rainbow-maned was hiding within the small niche formed between the door and the house's front face.
No sudden moves. I don't want any pony to see. I don't want them to know.
Know what?
Can I come in?
Rainbow, what in the name of all that's golden and delicious are you babbling about?
Can I come in? Oh, please, AJ!
All right already.
Applejack stepped back and waved with her hoof.
Whatever it takes to stop you from hyperventilating like an armadillo rolling down a hill covered in molasses and...
Gee, thanks, Applejack. You're the greatest.
A streak of color roared past Applejack and into the house. Applejack stepped and spun atop her golden mane 4 times. She stopped it with a tap of her hoof and shut the door.
Woo! Wipe your hooves while you're at it, girl.
She trotted inside.
Now, what's so awful that you had to rush in here all frazzled like?
Her words trailed out of her drawling muzzle.
Rainbow?
Applejack's gaze wandered across the living room, the foyer, the closet, the staircase, and the hallway leading toward the kitchen.
Where'd you soar off to this time?
Over here.
Applejack's head jerked back to the living room. Something disappeared behind the back of the sofa in a flash. A shadow trembled against the drapes in the corner of the room.
Rainbow, Sugar Cube, what's gotten into you?
There is something totally bogus going on around here.
The Pegasus's voice wheezed.
You're telling me.
Applejack trotted forward, nodding.
Half the buildings in downtown Ponyville have been turning into crystal and rubies. On top of that, some crazed magician has replaced the wood of all my apple carts with gold.
That isn't even half of it.
Rainbow's voice moaned. like a funeral dirge. Once again, the edge of her face peeked out like a fuzzy whack-a-mole.
Promise me you won't laugh at me.
Laugh? Why in the heck would I laugh at you, Rainbow?
Just promise.
Fine. Fine.
Applejack performed the ritualistic motions across her chest, shoulders, and finally her left eyeball.
Honest as I'll ever be, I won't laugh at ya. Not even a single titter.
Okay. Brace yourself.
With that, Rainbow Dash slowly glided her way out from behind the couch, weighed down by drooping ears and the mother of all grimaces. But that wasn't all that was tugging her to the center of the planet. Something flounced along with her. A wine-colored something with golden embossed floral designs, platinum hems, excessive lace, and daintily lengthy sleeves. Rainbow Dash grimaced like she was giving birth, standing before Applejack in all her miserable glory. The farm filly stared at her. Something collapsed deep inside, and the issuing thunder came out one nostril, then the other. Applejack's cheeks expanded as she bit hard onto curved lips. Rainbow Dash snarled.
You said you wouldn't laugh!
Darling, that was a snicker.
Applejack took a deep breath and wiped her eyes dry before she could explode any further.
Just look at you! All gussed up like it's a royal hoedown. I don't know whether to be jealous or ask Applebloom to lend you one of her toy tiaras.
Hardy har har.
Rainbow Dash grumbled.
Whatever got you in the mind for wearing that?
That's just it.
Rainbow Dash glanced at herself and tried not to vomit. Her limbs shook and shivered, trying in vain to shake the lace and silk off.
This thing just appeared on me out of nowhere.
Y'all don't say.
And now I can't get it off.
Rainbow Dash shook and struggled, then groaned.
I swear, if any pony sees me, I'm going to be the laughingstock of Ponyville.
Well, you came to the right place.
Applejack trotted to Rainbow's side.
Just imagine a grown mare not being able to strip off a simple old dress. Why, all you gotta do is find the zipper and...
Applejack paused, taking her hat off to scratch her scalp as she stared at Rainbow's flank.
That's funny. There don't seem to be no zipper.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Rainbow's voice cracked for the upteenth time.
It's worse enough that this is a dress. It's like a prison.
A darn expensive looking one too.
Ugh!
Rainbow spun and twirled through the air like an enraged blue spider monkey.
Get it off, get it off, get it off!
Whoa there!
Applejack reared her head back, squinted, then ultimately lunged for the hem of Rainbow's skirt, pulling her down by that instead of her tail.
Before you go ballistic on my living room, why don't you calm down and take a breather?
I can't, AJ. Not with this crud hanging off of me.
She gulped and stared up with sparkling eyes.
I've been struggling for the past 2 hours to get it loose, but nothing's working.
Reckon I can see that.
Applejack nodded with worried eyes.
You're sweetier than Big Mac on taco night.
Whatever this hocus pocus junk is, I can't let it ruin my awesome image. If any pony sees me in this, I'm doomed.
Rainbow Dash threw herself on her knees before Applejack.
Oh, please, AJ. Please, please, please don't let that happen. Hide me. Shove me in your attic. Stuff me in your closet. Do anything. Just don't let any pony see me like this.
How about,
Applejack glanced over and brightened.
settling for my couch, huh? The least you can do is have yourself a breather.
A breather.
Rainbow Dash nodded, Her eyes thin as her panting breaths even out.
You know, a nap sounds good right about now.
That's a darn good idea if you ask me.
Applejack helped Rainbow Dash over to the sofa.
No doubt Twilight's already off on some gallivanting quest to fix this mess with that fancy smanchy horn of hers. Why don't you just crash here for as long as it takes for the craziness to run itself through? Then, once your poofiness goes, well, poof, you can go back outside as right as rain. No pony would know that anything had ever happened to you.
Yeah.
Rainbow Dash exhaled, shuddering.
Okay.
She crawled up onto the couch, turned around 3 times, and laid down on her side, fidgeting with her silken sleeves.
Just sleep it off.
A good old friend of mine is always welcome to the comforts of the Apple family.
Applejack said with a proud smile. She rested a hoof over her fuzzy orange chest.
No matter how sweaty and breathless and plum-tickered,
She chuckled awkwardly.
you know what I mean.
All too well.
Rainbow Dash gulped and nuzzled up against the couch's hoofrest.
AJ, you're a lifesaver.
I don't know about that, darling, but I do try.
She gulped.
Anything else you think you might be needing?
Well, maybe.
Rainbow Dash's brow furrowed, and her tail flickered once beneath her skirts.
Nah, forget it. I'm taking enough advantage of your generosity.
Just name it, Sugar Cube.
Well,
Rainbow's sparkling eyes glanced up.
fussing with this stupid thing really wore me out.
She stifled a yawn and smiled dazedly.
Perhaps a glass of water?
Applejack tilted her hat.
Coming right up.
She spun about and trudged across the house like a royal guard. Half a minute later, she returned, carrying a tray with a pitcher of water and a half-empty glass.
Ain't no thing, Rainbow Dash.
Applejack sing-songed with each trotting step.
I'm more than happy to help a friend in need, especially if she's...
She froze in place, blinking. Rainbow Dash was already asleep, her body curled up in a tight, silken ball. Her petite chest rose and fell in little liquid motions, while her tousled mane framed her fuzzy face like a prismatic halo. The last vestiges of sweat had vanished, giving her coat a velvety shine in the dim wafting softly through the room's thick drapes. Her hooves performed tiny jerky motions, while indecipherable murmurs escaped her tired, pursing lips. The tiniest bit of drool formed a damp spot on the couch cushion. Then, with an inward trilling sound, Rainbow stirred, curling her gold lace sleeves tighter against her face as she drifted deeper into slumber. Applejack's left eyebrow twitched.
adorable as the dickens.
Dead silence. The color red entered the room. Applejack was startled, and she looked all over for it, until her eyes fell upon her own reflection in the surface of the water pitched. Then the color intensified. Clearing her throat, Applejack slapped the tray onto the table and marched straight outside. She made her way to the side of the house, right as Big Macintosh and Granny Smith marched the other way, dragging a convoy of golden carts behind them.
It's worse than we thought, AJ.
Granny Smith caterwauled.
Looks like the apple baskets have turned into turquoise, or some other dang blame material. Ain't that right, Big Mac?
The stallion wheezed from the front of the carts.
Yup.
Good to know, Granny.
Applejack robotically hummed, riding straight forward.
We could sure use a hoof in trucking them in, Applejack.
Granny Smith squinted.
Applejack?
Sure thing, Granny. I'll get right on it.
That said, Applejack made her way to a horse trough, grasped it with two hooves, took a deep breath, then dunked her head skull deep into the ice-cold water. She remained submerged for half a minute. Granny and Big Mac watched with blank expressions. They glanced nervously at each other. Finally, with a loud splash, Applejack's head emerged. She blinked into the barn's outer surface, then batted water out of her ears.
Nope.
She sighed, ears folded in frustration.
Still adorable.
Then, in a flash of light, the horse trough below her turned into a porcelain basin.
What? Oh, for Pete's sake.